Hello there, everybody. Subbutter92, aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Rose Guns Day. That was really... I've kind of lost my sympathy a bit for Caleb quite a bit. And, you know, after that, I kind of sat down, I kind of thought about it after that horrifyingly terrible moment. And I thought, well, it was also the Discord that I was kind of having a nice little discussion with. Thank you, people. Calling you out on, I'm not gonna say people, but I'll just, you guys know who you are. But, yeah. I'm not saying I'm glad it happened, but I will say that, yeah. Sure, a few intense moments did happen, but it always worked out in the end. Happy, 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 all that stuff. So, you know, that's actually pretty good that they did something that drastic. That, yeah, not everything's gonna have a happy ending, and I'm glad that it did that. Even though it's still kind of horrifically fucked up, and I believe it was Kororo who pointed this out. I don't have to question about what was done to Rose. The manga clearly shows that, and I'm not gonna look that up. Actually, you know what? I'm sadly, morbidly, horrifically curious as to the severity of how bad that turned out. I don't want to look it up. I really don't. But that sick curiosity is in the back of my mind, and I just kind of want to beat it to a pulp and say, no, you're not doing that. Anyway, I think after this, I think after something like this, I imagine Rose is gonna have a dramatic growing up. I think she's gonna have to grow up quite a bit after this. I just hope this doesn't cause her so much pain that she's gonna be quiet and not do anything. I'm sure she'll be able to recover from it. At least, I hope she'll be able to recover. Chapter 4, A New Ruler. I lost sympathy for you, Caleb, because you should know how out of touch Miguel is. Leo was piling up freshly cooked pasta, humming to himself. He stood in the kitchen of Rose's apartment. Sorry to keep you waiting, miss. Here we have today's lunch. Leo Shishigami's spur-of-the-moment style kitchen leftover pasta meal. Thank you. Could you set it over there? I'll eat later. You didn't eat anything last night either, did you? I wouldn't recommend a fasting diet. You need to sweat a little too to stay healthy. You know, there's a form of exercise a man and woman can do together on a bed that'll really get you sweating. Care to give it a spin, miss? I'll eat later. Ever since that day, Rose's spirits had hit rock bottom. She lay down all day long, unable even to get up from her bed. Her rash decision had brought misfortune to many, and some people had even lost their lives. Her feelings of regret and guilt kept on overwhelming her, and each time tears poured through her eyes. Leo tried to raise Rose's spirits with his signature carefree speech, but his words didn't seem to reach her. Hello. Oh, Leo. How is it? How is Rose doing? Her sense of responsibility is strong, and that's probably hurt her deeply. She blames herself for bringing misery to many people. Nothing I say reaches her. I'm sorry, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to come to the club today either. I understand. Good luck, Leo. It's already becoming a rumor among the girls. They're saying that even Madame Rose has fallen into the Caleb family's clutches. Some of the girls are quick to talk. even though we told them so firmly to stay quiet about it. Unless Rose shows herself in high spirits, this uneasiness will just get worse, right? Then what are we supposed to do? If we force Rose to come back when she's like that, that'll just make people more uneasy. Uneasiness spreads and grows. At this rate, Primavera will fall to pieces. There's only two things we can do. The first is to have Rose come back and to ask the captain for support again. It's not like that'll work. We don't know when Rose will be back. And anyway, the captain doesn't want to get in on Caleb's bad side, so he'll just hold back and watch. In that case, there's only one option left. We have to surrender to Caleb. I'm sorry, but Rose made the wrong decision. He's not the sort of person we can afford to get on the bad side of. Are you kidding? Are you saying we should give up now? I don't want to do it any more than you do. Why don't you think of a better plan? Then it's time for all-out war. We'll put sandbags up around all the clubs and arm them with machine guns. Do you normally carry guns on you at all times, Meryl? I mean, if you're trying to self-defense, yeah, I can kind of understand why you would do that. Let them come. It'll be a showdown on the mainland. We'll turn those mafia bastards into pincushions. See, that's why you're my favorite. Yeah, like we could do that. Violent girl. Trigger happy. Shut up, Queen of Surrender. Why don't you go lick Caleb's ass? Ew. I've never forgiven you for that stupid, simple brain of yours. Yeah. Oh, this has come from the woman who keeps her brain in her breasts? I'll twist them out. What in the world are you two doing? Someone come over here. Oh, God. Discourse is spreading. Whoa. Chapter 5. The Collapse of Primavera. Ah, shit. That is not good.
What's with the unhappy look on your face? You're the one who called me here, aren't you?
I was just thinking about how underhanded you've been.
You're going to criticize someone, hate Madame Rose for her hasty decision. We're treating them just the same as all the other people who've refused to obey.
Do you plan to crush the chicken that lays golden eggs before it lays anything at all?
Madame Rose's answer was that she wouldn't lay any, wasn't it?
Did you think you could win over a woman with a single conversation? Impatient men are the worst.
You're quite the blunt woman, as usual.
You need money, don't you? You need a lot to save your war buddies. Caleb, make a deal with me.
Oh?
Give me Primavera. Of course, we'll pay protection money. However, I will take half. Amanda!
Half? You're proposing an equal trade with Father Caleb, City 23's Emperor?
This is Father Caleb's woman asking a favor of her darling. If I'm your woman, that makes me the Empress of City 23. If so, couldn't a deal like this make sense? Amanda!
Sure. If you're speaking the truth, I'd have to lend you an ear.
Thank you, Caleb. I love you, darling.
Amanda leaned against Caleb, resting her body in his chest. I've taken the underworld and I've taken the best woman. Not bad. An emperor should have nothing less.
God damn it. I mean, unless you're trying to trick him, Eventually, the car stopped at Amanda's apartment. Caleb's underlings, who had heard about their relationship, no longer treated Amanda like a prostitute. They bowed respectfully as if she was the first lady and opened the rear door of the car. It's a shame we'll have to say goodbye for the day.
Forgive me. I'm on my way to a dinner meeting with those occupying forces bastards.
Amanda. A high-class restaurant near the occupying forces headquarters had become a de facto salon for high-ranking American officers. That was where Caleb would meet with them over dinner. Hey, Caleb. You're more punctual than I thought you'd be.
I'm a man who keeps his promises. Even Americans won't become business partners with a man who breaks his promises.
I'll introduce everyone. This is Caleb Courage-kun.
Pleased to meet you. I am Caleb.
Several high-ranking officers who had a dignified presence that was clearly greater than Butler's were already seated. With expressionless faces, they stared at Caleb as though appraising him.
Please introduce them, too. Their rank is sufficient to speak with me on an even level, isn't it?
Forgive me, but this meeting is unofficial. Also, they still haven't acknowledged you as their business partner.
Oh? So they don't want to name themselves.
Also, I'm gonna try to adjust the voice I've got for Butler, make it just a little bit more deeper whenever it's in a serious situation like this. Don't take it the wrong way. They're just being cautious. If they weren't, they wouldn't have all those medals on their chests.
Huh. You've got that right. Very well. I'll have them share their names one of these days. Do those big shots understand my position?
Of course. I've explained that you're the dawn of the newest and most powerful family in City 23.
Good enough. Did they accept the money I sent them? I'd like to hear their opinions.
He wants to know if you can accept the money.
Well, that's quite a lot.
I'm worried about what he'll ask for this. Tell him we're open to negotiations, but we don't plan on accepting his buyout. Don't let this Jap get too full of himself. Understood. Let me handle this.
What are they going on about?
Sorry about the wait. This is what they're saying. They're surprised at the large sum of money. They're also worried about what you'll ask for in exchange.
That money is only a greeting. I have the power to move money like that around as I please. That's the nature of our greeting.
So, you won't expect anything in return?
The deal is still to come. If they'll hear out my wishes, I'll bring even more money.
Every now and then, Butler would translate Caleb's words into English and pass them on to the officers. The officers spoke their brief opinions and had Butler translate those into Japanese. They're saying they'll listen to what you have to say. However, they'll decide whether to become business partners with you depending on your words.
What I want is very simple. I want them to let me have control of all business projects in City 23. All of them, he says. That's crazy.
Caleb, that's impossible. We have a responsibility to manage and distribute official business undertakings and projects.
Don't lie. Even you guys are giving good treatment and kickbacks to certain American businessmen, aren't you? If you're gonna keep making lies that obvious, I'll smash your skulls together!
Hey now, don't threaten them too much. Unlike me, those people are executives. I'm pretty sure any lack of politeness will hurt your case.
I see. Then enough beating about the bush. I'll go straight to the point. I'm going to make your share even bigger than it has been before.
What do you mean by that?
Tell me honestly how much you're getting out of your American businessmen. I'll line up even more money than that.
So, you want to chase out the people behind their special offers counter and buy the position for yourself?
Exactly. I don't think they'll have anything to lose.
Caleb, let me be straight here. You're far from being the only mafia around.
Huh?
In the same way you control City 23, there are mafias in the states that are no stronger or weaker than yours. Like you, they've stuck their necks into the headquarters of all the cities, and they're already brokering deals for their special interests.
So you're scared of making them mad?
What you're trying to buy also belongs to them. It's not something we can make decisions about on our own.
Interesting. In that case, you can bring those mafia bosses here. We'll settle matters with them however you like, with money or with bullets.
Bullets would be a problem. The sound of guns would not be favorable in Tokyo at this time.
Then what are you gonna do, Butler? Are you trying to keep me quiet?
My superiors would be willing to negotiate with the American families regarding the sale of what you desire. However, as I'm sure you know, it'll take a lot of money. Just like you, they tend to be greedy and short-tempered.
Ooh, shots fired. Are you still trying to size me up, Americans? Very well. Let's hear your asking price. What do they want?
100 million Japanese dollars. All of it up front in cash. Do you have the power to do that?
Who do you think you are, Americans?
Caleb rose to his feet in a rage. He slammed his fist down on the table, knocking over his wine glass and staining the tablecloth.
Butler, that wasn't a translation error, right? If they really said 100 million, should I take that as their answer?
What do you mean by that?
I'm not answering that. Figure it out for yourself. Are you sure about this? All of you? Are you sure you want to send me home like this? You might end up with a situation on your hands that can't be fixed with money. Got it?
Trying to scare us now, are we? And the Japanese are such a savage bunch.
I guess no matter where you go, where we go, we can't expect the mob to be anything more than uncivilized fellows. What's so funny?
They weren't laughing at you. It's a misunderstanding. Please forgive them. However, they're also saying this. If you really do bring 100 million here, they won't be able to deny this Japanese person's request.
If I bring 100 million, they'll really give me full control over that special office counter?
That depends on your attitude going forward. However, if you manage to bring a full 100 million, they'll acknowledge you as their partner. I can promise you that.
Very well. I won't forget that promise.
I promise it. However, these people are gentlemen, so they won't make a deal no matter how much money it is in it unless their partner is a gentleman too. Do not threaten us again. That's the last condition of this deal.
Ooh, boy!
Well done, father.
Gather all the bosses. Time for an emergency meeting. Very well, American scum. I'll take that challenge of yours. We need to scrape together money from wherever we can. We'll mercilessly crush anyone who holds back and squeeze all we can out of them.
Yes, sir, father.
Damn you, Butler. You realized we couldn't risk starting up a war. Even the Caleb family had no chance of winning an all-out war against the occupying forces. There have been ways to slowly build up funds from the shadows without bringing about a war, but Caleb had decided that there wasn't time. There is no time. Our fellow countrymen are starving in the streets today. We need that $100 million right away.
We had planned to hand out rations to the laborers, but are we going to put a stop to that? We planned to put a large share of our money into that. If we stop, that should do a lot to...
Fool! You've got your priorities backwards. Give to those who are starving, and squeeze every drop of those who are getting rich.
Yes, father.
And also call for Miguel. Gather together 10 or so young men. I'm going to help out with Amanda's job. Primavera. If you won't lay those eggs, I'll squeeze them out of you.
God, you're ruthless!
Just like your information said, that man was like a wounded wolf. Well done, Captain. Gentlemen, shall we have another drink?
We overcharged him as you ordered. But are you sure about that?
It's an impossible sum. That man cannot prepare it.
And if he can, will you acknowledge that man as your partner?
It's impossible, Captain. We will never acknowledge him as a partner.
As I thought.
He wanted a one-to-one relationship with us. Well, that was a mistake. Correct. It has to be 1 + 1 = 2.
You mean, it has to be a deal with someone who has something to offer?
Not that, Captain. We are the two. We are the two. They are the one. Out of respect, we added another one to their one, making them on par with a 2.
1 + 1 = 2. I see.
Don't you think the Japanese are a bit underconscious of their position as the people of a defeated nation?
True. The Japanese still speak of the wars having ended, rather than being defeated.
In the first place, the natural result of losing a war is to be pulled up by the roots and burned to the ground.
Despite that natural state, we represent the civilized nations of the world. Show compassion and treat the defeated citizens like humans. And yet, the Japanese just sit back and act like it's perfectly normal.
We are capable of affection.
That's why we treat a beloved dog like a member of the family, not an animal. But even so, if a dog thinks it's a human and climbs up on the dinner table, well, anyone would scold it and lock it in its kennel.
Well, that's a pretty good analogy there.
It's enough to make you cry.
What's that you said there, Captain?
Pardon me. That was Japanese for... That is correct, my master.
Nakrune indeed!
Huh? Caleb, you went about making a deal the wrong way. I've got nothing against you as a warrior, but your way of doing things won't work on these executives. Your rash, violent methods will surely do you in someday. Yup. Oh dear. Several black cars parked in front of Club Primavera, one after another. Many shady-looking men came out, and the girl standing in front of the store let out a short shriek and ran inside. How rude women are, running away as soon as you see someone's face. Maybe it's because there was a man so rude that anyone would run away when they saw his face. This is my job. Please don't butt in where you aren't needed. Oh, I understand. After all, Caleb is always on my case about that. Apparently, he was at least somewhat aware that his presence had brought about the ruin of several discussions in the past. Both you and Caleb, why are men so bad at handling women? Because there weren't any women out on the battlefield! The club hadn't opened yet, and there were no customers inside. However, the girls, scared about recent events, decided them being together was safer than being alone at home, so a large group had already gathered. Everyone's expression froze as they saw the approaching crowd of fierce faces with Amanda at the head. Amanda. It's not often that you drop by the club without telling us first. Am I not allowed to come to the club without calling ahead? I came running because Madame Rose is away, and Primavera is faced with a danger that might make it collapse. We're grateful that he came. We're just not so happy with your escorts. Especially that madman. So, what is your business here? Don't tell me you came to introduce your new boyfriend. Didn't I say it already? I came running because Primavera is in danger. What are you talking about? When you brought the source of that danger along with you? I would like everyone to listen. Everyone here knows what happened to Rose, and what situation City 23 and this club are now in, correct? This fucking bitch betrayed us. Until now, the underworld of City 23 has been wrapped in a struggle for power. The various groups of criminals put checks on each other, preserving an exquisite balance. However, that's over and done with. By now, the Caleb family is in total control. We don't need you to tell us that. Yes, total control. Madame Rose judged that wrongly. She disobeyed the person in total control. She received her natural reward for her actions. Wow! Fuck you! What are you trying to say? Don't tell me. You sold us out, didn't you? Father Caleb is ruthless to those who oppose him, but he isn't unreasonable. I've negotiated with him. Listen up, everyone.
From here on out, the Primavera Alliance will be part of the Caleb family. There's no longer any need to worry. The Caleb family will protect us from any danger that might threaten us, while also brutally raping us of all of our hard work. Because I don't give a shit because I'm a whore! But only after we pay them a massive share as protection money, right? Are you kidding me? We'll receive the protection of the biggest family in City 23, right? It's only natural that we pay. Enough joking around. What are you calling protection? They're the reason we need protection in the first place. Just as prices change with the times, the amount we should be paying for our safety also fluctuates. It's very simple. Do we continue to work in a safe environment like we always have? Or will we be stingy about money and walk the dangerous streets alone to get customers like we used to? When that happens, you'll all finally realize how much Primavera has protected you. If any girl is against paying the Caleb family for safety, I won't force them to. They can leave this club right now. Hold on! What do you think you're doing all by yourself? Rose is the Madam of Primavera. She's the only one who gets to decide that. How can someone who just sleeps all day while Primavera's in trouble be qualified to be the Madam? What did you say? Everyone listen up. I'll put it a different way. Will you accept me as Madam Amanda or not? Everyone who doesn't, leave this place right now. Because I'm a whore. So this is what you were after from the beginning. You teamed up with Caleb because you wanted Primavera for yourself. That's the kind of woman Amanda is. She's always been waiting for this day, ever since we agreed to make Rose the Madam. I should have been Primavera's Madam in the first place.
Oh, you fucking whore.
Do you know how humiliated I was when you two got in my way? This time around, you two will take the fall. How I've waited for this day. I should have choked you to death for real back then.
Wait, you actually tried to choke her? Why didn't you break her neck?
It's not too late to start. Shall we give it a go?
In that instant, all the men behind Amanda drew their guns at once.
Madam Amanda is a member of the Caleb family. A mouth capable of such threatening language might need a little adjustment, don't you think? Fuck me, I'm a whore. Disappear and tell Rose. I'm sure she'll be just as pleased. After all, she's finally free from the burden of being Primavera's Madam. Sure, have it your way. I'll willingly leave a club like this. I'm a lady of the evening. I might sell off my body and mind for money. But you know what? I'd rather die than lick somebody's ass. Out of my way.
Meryl spun around, her heels squeaking, and left the club. Stella followed behind her. All the while, the gun barrels of the Mafia men glared at her.
A throne gained by guns will surely be lost by guns. I'll bet that you won't die a pleasant death.
You know what? I would not mind to just see you kill her, honestly.
Is that your parting thrust? That's pretty pathetic coming from you. Primavera no longer exists after today. So long.
When the two leaders vanished from sight, the chattering between the ladies of the evening gradually faded. Because of the decision that had driven Stella and Meryl out was being asked of them.
Well then, please make your decisions as well. This isn't limited to this club. The girls from all the clubs will have to make this choice. Will you accept me as the madam or not? Exactly how much will we be paying the family for protection money? You're worried about the amount? This is a question of whether you'll be safe or not. That's all that matters, isn't it? I really don't care. I'll only reveal it if you agree with me. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be 90% if you agree.
If they left the club, then starting tomorrow they would lose their safety and a place to work. Following after Stella and Meryl and leaving the club was not an easy decision to make. One after another, the girls swore loyalty to Madame. Every now and then there was one who responded with bold words and left, but none stepped up to follow after them.
God, fuck you, Amanda.
Really? Our Amanda did that?
There's no really about it. She's always been that kind of woman since the beginning. We were so slow. If only we'd realized back when she said she had ties to Caleb.
You should, I mean, for God's sake, whenever I heard that, I immediately like, oh shit.
Amanda's son was...
Both Stella and Meryl wanted to say the same thing. What will we do, Rose? What should we do? However, they couldn't say things like that to Rose now. Amanda's part of Caleb's family now. If you raise a gun against her, it'll mean war.
I know that! So what are we supposed to do?
Amanda's cold-blooded to people who don't swear loyalty to her. Any lady of the evening who doesn't accept Amanda as the madam won't be able to find work again.
So basically, we've gone out of business. Just perfect.
That's right. We still have my brother. My brother's in charge of Primavera's money. Even Amanda would have to take her hat off to him.
That's right. Richard should be a match for Amanda.
Unfortunately, that isn't going to be possible now.
But brother, what happened to your knee?
Those guys also barged into our office. After all, I literally am Primavera's safe. It seems I wasn't even given a chance to swear my loyalty or not.
You okay? Did they do this to you?
I only fell as I was escaping. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we have no time. This place is dangerous. It's hard to imagine that they just let Madame Rose be. More than likely, they're gonna probably try to kill her, I bet. They'll come crowding in here anytime now.
Why me?
For those who don't acknowledge Amanda as the madam, you are still the madam. You even got some pull with Captain Butler. There's no way they'll let you get away.
Why should Amanda-san want to take my life? Even though I'm not at all qualified to be the madam.
Shh! I heard some tires screeching in a way I don't like. Leo leaned out of the 8th story window and peered at the end of the back alley, which was filled with clothes hanging out to dry.
Richard! Everyone, there is much to discuss, but it seems it would be best to have a change of location first.
What? What's... Amanda sold us out. You're going to be killed.
Quickly, get your shoes on, and then get the stuff you need.
No way. Amanda-san was...
They're here! They come!
Shit!
Oh, this music. Several cars screeched to a halt in front of the tiny alley. One after another, men poured out of the car doors, openly carrying handguns. Perfect. Looks like we won't need to waste time talking.
That should help. Now we don't have to hold back either. Leo, go on ahead!
Before he even finished speaking, Cyrus started rapidly firing his handgun. The sound of gunfire made the shady men all jump behind cover.
These bastards are pretty quick on their feet. Must be those guys from the front line that Caleb's so proud of.
Rose, quickly! Don't just stare off into space! I'll carry Rose. Go on ahead and get the car started. If it's getting too hot, go on ahead without us.
Of course. Who'd stick around waiting for you blockheads?
It isn't just Rose. They're probably after you leaders as well. Make sure you don't get caught.
I don't need you to tell me that. We're going on ahead.
Meryl pulled out a military handgun that didn't match her small body, then dashed up from the hallway to the outside staircase. Stella pulled out her own miniature handgun and chased after Meryl, pulling back the firing hammer.
Holy shit, she has a gun spray!
Leo, Rose, quickly! I'll cover you.
Leo-kun, put me down.
Sorry, but you'll have to sit tight and let yourself be carried for a bit.
Fucking hell. What's wrong, you clumsy fools? If you're scared of my bullets, why don't you dig yourselves a trench? 'Cause I'm coming to bury your asses. Alright, let's kick some fucking ass.
Oh shit! Okay, fuck this. Block the bullets! Okay. Yeah, it is really... Oh! Holy shit, you guys weren't joking about the difficulty going up. God! Cyrus had several handguns ready to use in his attaché case. One after another, he emptied the chambers of those guns and threw them to the floor. Cyrus's fierce assault left the pursuers completely pinned down.
Even those American machine guns couldn't leave a scratch on me. You think you can take me down with that pathetic barrage of yours?
At that moment, someone pulled a light machine gun out from behind the cars and pointed it up at them.
German ones might be a problem, though.
Get down, Cyrus! Richard jumped at Cyrus from behind, knocking him to the ground. Fucking hell! A roar like a chainsaw rang out, and the room was instantly filled with a shower of lead. The machine gun bullets easily pierced the outer wall, making the room look like a honeycomb in the blink of an eye. Things hanging from the wall fell off, one after another, and everything that could shatter did. The room was filled with smoke and dust. Pieces of ceiling fell down on the two people crouched on the floor.
My house.
We're remodeling it a bit. You can sleep a lot better in the summer with a bit more ventilation. Where's the car, ladies?
This way, hurry. I'll get the key. Meryl, look out.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus Christ, you guys!
Oh god, that was a close one.
Ooh. Meryl time, bitches.
Ooh. During a gap in the gunfight, Stella and Meryl jumped into the car and turned the key. After a short pause, the engine was started up, but their pursuers wouldn't just casually watch them get away. A machine gun shattered the car's windshield and rain poured down on the two people inside.
Leo, come quickly.
We'll be fine. Go!
Let's go on alone. We'll be killed. Rose hasn't gotten in yet, right? At this rate, this car isn't long for this world.
With her head still bent over, Meryl slammed her foot down on the car accelerator. The car dashed off, sending the trash boxes and bicycles piled up in the alley flying. However, with her head bent over, Meryl was unable to see almost anything as she drove. Before they even made it one block, they crashed into the corner of an apartment building.
Don't let him get away! Kill every last one!
You klutz. What do you think you're doing? And why don't you drive? Why don't you lose a bit of that hide you're so proud of? Come on, what did we do to deserve this? They'll be killed.
I'll cover them from here. Rose, you run that way.
How can I run off alone?
Claudia's store is pretty close by, isn't it? Have them hide you there. Go on, start running. If you're a good girl, I'll give you a kiss later. All right.
Oh boy. Oh boy, come on. Oh boy.
Leo's giving us cover. Now's our chance. We owe that guy our lives. If we don't get out soon, Leo won't be able to escape. Huh? What are you doing? Did you get shot? I sprained my ankle. This is seriously not funny. Are you kidding me? You run on ahead. I'll cover you from here. No, you get up now. I'll cover you.
Hey, the women are getting away! Stop them! Kill them! They're even running away together. Ah, women.
Okay. Sorry, no more overkills on this. Whew. Okay. This is seriously intense. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh my god, stop! Yeah, I got no overkill on that one. Whew. And now it's raining. For the first time in a long time, the city of the night was hit with the news of a gunfight. Immediately after the war, those vicious American mafias were fond of firing their guns in City 23. However, ever since Alfred and Caleb split the city into North and South, the peace of a Cold War had been maintained. That cold peace had finally shattered. The City 23 Department of Public Order realized that the Caleb family was behind this. However, the higher-ups had intervened so as not to provoke Caleb, and the shooting war was pushed under the rug. Now, the city was enshrouded even by fierce gun battles involving machine guns brought out under the light of the day. The rain that started following in the evening quietly washed away the smell of gunpowder. Fucking hell! Ugh! Richard is at Primavera safe. Of course, they've gotten their clutches on this residence, too. Oh, no. What about Richard's kid? Several cars filled with Caleb's underlings sat in front of Richard's apartment. Inside, the apartment building was bustling and frantic.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Hiding it won't do you any good. Don't you even have a guess? I told you I don't. We just live here. We don't have a clue where Maogi-san went.
Stupid us. We should have gone for the baby first.
Our apologies.
Find any clues?
No, nothing.
We've asked the people living here, but we couldn't find anything.
So boring.
The men were tearing Richard's house apart, looking for any information they could gather. They pushed their way into nearby apartments and asked if anyone knew where Richard might have gone, but everyone they met only quivered in fear. Cyrus and Richard had escaped, though just barely, from the violent shower of machine gun bullets. They had jumped to the roof of the next apartment building, then jumped onto the next roof over the climbing down a rain gutter. Cyrus' tenacious survival instinct had found them a way out, so even though they had been the rear guard, they still managed a spectacular escape. Afterwards, they rushed back to the Richards' home in fear that the baby Yuji might be taken as a hostage. They then took the baby and disappeared somewhere. Oh my god, thank god the baby's okay. Oh my god, that was like one of the first things on my mind. I was like, oh crap, what about the kid? Oh. No one knew where they had gone. But oh my god, this is bad. They now even know that he has a kid. Shit. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. No one knew where they had gone. They didn't even know if it was somewhere inside the city.
According to the men who investigated his office, he's got several properties as a result of the loans he owns.
I see. So he's got no shortage of hideaways.
He's a clever man. I hear his safe was completely empty.
Oh, thank goodness. Ever since that last incident with Rose, Richard had always prepared for the worst case scenario. If Caleb's involvement stirs up internal divisions, some undesired person might take control of Primavera. To plan for that eventuality, he hid Primavera's funds beforehand. Good job, Richard. He had learned all the tricks to hiding money from his parents in the old days. Because of this, Amanda may have won Primavera, but she wouldn't be able to get her hands into the safe. For Caleb, who needed a large sum of money to negotiate with those high-ranking occupying forces officers, this was a serious blow.
Caleb needs money. A lot of it, and right now.
We understand. We'll find it if we have to pull the grass up by the roots.
The Maogi office are dealing with Chinatown. It's possible that they're hiding him.
Though it's hard to imagine that cautious black dragon Lee doing anything that might make us his enemies. Either way, if there's anyone who can get in the Caleb family's way in City 23, other than the occupying forces, it's Chinatown. Lee Meiji will become Caleb's enemies sooner or later. When that happens, it'll be troublesome to have Rose used as some kind of wild card. It's true that Madame Rose is acquainted with Butler. We can't have Chinatown and the occupying forces against us at the same time. We've got to find Richard and Rose as quickly as possible.
Well, fuck you.
That's right! I just thought of something brilliant!
Brilliant?
We've just got to make it harder for anyone to conceal Rose and the others. And on top of that, we can get people who've stuck with them through everything to help us in the search. Even Chinatown won't be safe anymore. In fact, they won't be able to escape even if they leave City 23. I'm going to go pay Caleb a visit. I've got to tell him about this idea right away.
That dude's fucking insane.
Okay. An alley not far from Rose's apartment. The crooked gaps caused by the chaotic development created a convenient hideaway for people on the run. The rapid construction following the war was not an intricate citywide plan, but more like a race to see who could win first. Because of that, there tended to be gaps between different blocks, and those gaps became nests for vagrants. Out of a pitch-black gap between buildings where the city lights could not reach, poked Stella's head as she checked her surroundings.
It looks like we managed to get away. I hope Rose and the others are safe too. Who knows? Leo was with her, so I'm sure he was able to manage something. The more urgent problem is that foot of yours.
At some point, Meryl's left ankle had swelled up. Because of the urgency of the moment, it hadn't hurt much back then, but it had been apparently gotten sprained in a pretty devastating way. By now, she couldn't even walk without a shoulder to lean on. It would stand out too much to have the suspicious-looking pair stumbling about together.
Just leave me here. You breathe through your nose too loud, so they're bound to find me if I stick around with you. Ow! Thanks for the insult. I'd rather die than let you die, and have you standing at my bedside for the rest of my life. Let's wait until midnight and steal a car. Then we can make a run for it. There's nowhere to run. We should leave the city until things cool down. We've made enemies of the Caleb family. There's nowhere for us to go inside the city. What about that Lee guy in Chinatown you're always talking about? Just like the captain, he might have decided to take a wait-and-see attitude before risking confrontation with Caleb. If he hides us, there's a danger that it'll be enough to spark up trouble for him. And in the worst case, he might hand us over to Caleb as a sign of friendship. Exactly. There's no one we can rely on in C-23. It's such a joke. Knowing all this, why on earth did we refuse to lick Caleb's ass? That's obvious. Who would lick the ass of a villain like that? Still, Amanda was calm. Does this mean we were naive? We're ladies of the evening. It's not a job that lets us stare into the sunlight. Even so, we don't think of ourselves as residents of the criminal underworld. We just proudly do our jobs surrounded by the nighttime neon lights. Those people simply resented that pride of ours. Amanda sold our pride. I'll never forgive her. Hey, this is just hypothetical, but... if Rose had agreed to obey Caleb, what would you have done? She would never have agreed to that. I told you this is just hypothetical. If Rose really said something like that, I would have given up on her. We've had enough of selling out, betraying people, and licking asses to get by in this world. For the first time ever, that girl showed me what an unwavering conscience could look like. Yeah, such a strange girl, Rose. If we had never met her, we would have lived like sewer rats, deceiving each other and chewing each other to bits. Rose showed us what trusting a person meant, what unconditional love meant. Yeah, she was like a pale moon, shining a single beam of light down through the night. Yeah, just by having Rose there, I feel that salvation was always a part of our world. Without Rose, we'd be little more than parasites sucking money out of man. It's normal to deceive people. In the first place, what's the point of being honest? What's the point when love and friendship don't earn you any money? And she's the one who opened our eyes when we were like that. Rose turned us into people with dignity. We thought Primavera was something that you, me, and Amanda created. That's wrong. Without Rose, the alliance called Primavera would never have happened. And yet, we always thought of that girl as a figurehead, who could only say things that glossed over the ugly facts. She was no figurehead. Rose speaks for all of us, for our ideals. My brother was wrong. Rose made the right decision by not being scared of Caleb. Madame Rose boldly took the option we must not give up for the sake of all ladies of the evening. We should have done much more to protect Rose. Rose made a resolute decision as the Madam, and her reward was to meet a terrible fate. Is it the Madam's duty to receive the brunt of someone's revenge? No, it isn't. This all happened because we were cowards. Madame Rose speaks for all of us. When she resolutely carried out this duty, it was our responsibility to protect her no matter the cost. And yet, we pushed everything on to Rose. Even though we chose Rose as the Madam and gave her a tough job, we abandoned our duty to protect her. And this is what we get for it. If we do survive and manage to see Rose again, this time, we must protect her. Yeah, this time you and I will have to protect Rose for real. From the bottom of our hearts. We have to protect that girl from everything that might hurt her. Because she protected our dignity. How did we fail to notice something that obvious? It's time now we've got to acknowledge it from the bottom of our souls. That girl is our Madam Rose. Yeah.
The second floor of this building has become Claudia's home. Oh my god, please tell me Claudia's okay. She just wanted to open up her little shop. She does not serve anything. That. Claudia slowly opened the back door. As she did, a man rose to his feet from the shadows. Oh, thank God. It was Leo. He was wearing a filthy jacket and hat that he must have picked up somewhere. He must be trying to disguise himself.
Leo-san, come in quickly.
How's Rose?
She's fine, of course.
Oh god, she was hiding her. Okay.
Leo-kun, thank goodness you're safe.
When Leo walked into the room, Rose ran to him, tears dripping down her face. Even though he was soaking wet, she buried her face in his chest and cried.
Let's just go upstairs for now. I'll go get you a towel. I'm so glad. I thought you died, Leo-kun. All because of me.
Sorry I'm late. I had to make sure I wouldn't be followed.
You're hungry, aren't you? I'll make you some food.
That's alright. I stopped by a food stand on the way.
Well, you seem as relaxed as ever.
I had to kill time until midnight. Also, I was able to get some information.
I wonder if everyone else is safe.
The only disturbance in the city was the one at Rose's apartment. There weren't any other car chases or gunfire, or anything like that.
Which means everyone managed to escape safely?
None of the others are the type to surrender peacefully. The fact that there were no disturbances probably proves that they weren't caught.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness that no one else died because of me.
Rose crouched down on the ground and started to sob. What happened today was probably too much of a shock for her in her grief-stricken condition. Oh.
This is the first time I've invited a man into this room.
Is there an ashtray?
This is a non-smoking store. My apologies. What should we do now? You can stay here as long as you like. You'll be able to eat potato cooking every day. It'll be very healthy. If they find out I'm hiding here, Rose, you're our madam. It's our duty to help you when you're in trouble. Oh I've got to go check on the pot.
Claudia pattered off down the stairs. Rose, who was holding on to her knees, buried her face again inside.
I can't rely on Claudia forever.
At any rate, we'd better regroup with Richard. These are the times a man like him could come in handy.
You're right. If Richard-kun hadn't been there,
And Richard couldn't have managed anything without you there. You were in the right, Rose. That's why he'll follow you. That's what he said.
Just what part of me was right? I brought misery to so many people. I might have mixed up doing the right thing and ignoring the facts.
Right. No smoking here. Do you have any idea where Richard might have gone?
I don't know.
In that case, keeping quiet here for a bit is the best strategy. This is close to your apartment, too. Richard will probably figure out that you're hiding here. He'll probably make contact with us soon once things have cooled down.
Which means the enemy might realize that we're hiding here too? I bring misfortune wherever I go. I can't stay here. I can't bring misfortune to Claudia, my dear friend, too.
If you wander outside and they catch you, what will all those people who still believe in you do? No matter how much Caleb says he's working for a just cause, his way of doing things is wrong. You're the one in the right, Rose. How can a man who makes examples of people save his countrymen? Many miserable things have happened. Those are all Caleb's doing. They aren't things you did. It isn't just Richard. The same goes for Stella and Meryl and Cyrus. And me too. We believe that your way is right. And we'll stick with you even now.
And of course, I believe in you too. If I didn't, why on earth would I try to hide someone wanted by the Mafia?
Oh my god, Claudia, you're too precious.
Claudia. I'm fully aware of the dangers. However, I can't forgive anyone who surrenders to evil and abandons someone who's in the right. You're the one who gave me that heart. It was you, Rose.
We will never abandon you. So, for a while, let's take it easy here and eat potatoes 3 meals a day, okay?
Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. Try a bit of our Karoima specialty, potato zosui, gourmet leftover style.
It was late at night. A single car drove through the gentle rain towards the alley where Stella and Meryl were lurking. Fortunately, it came to a stop near the gap those two were hiding in.
One of our pursuers? Quiet.
Stella carefully looked around, gripping her gun. The man who came out of the car looked like an affluent gentleman. It certainly didn't seem to be one of their pursuers. It looked like he was finally coming home after a long day, ready to take a shower and get some sleep.
Looks like we got us a sitting duck to cook. You're so violent. Call it a godsend or something. He looks like a kindly old man. Let's go ask him for a favor. Ah, you mean trick or key?
Stella and Meryl had no method of starting the car without a key. They wouldn't be able to use this car unless they got the driver to give them the key.
What a tiring day.
I'm so sorry if we startled you, mister. This girl here is hurt. But if you don't mind, we'll be borrowing this car for a bit.
Please don't shoot me!
What? Meryl, why are you pointing a gun at him?
Whoops, wrong voice.
Huh? Huh? We weren't going to take it by force? I was trying to get him to lend it to us peacefully. Why would you even need to pull a gun out, stupid lolly hijacker? Who are you calling a stupid lolly? Ow! You just kicked me, didn't you? You kicked me where it's swelling, didn't you?
Someone save me!
Hold on a second, mister.
At that moment, a bright light shone on them, blinding their field of vision. Oh god, please no.
It was the car's headlights. Those headlights made the silhouettes of several men appear. Their hands were inside their coats and pointing forward. It was pretty clear that they were pointing can guns at the girls from inside their pockets.
Well, I guess we're pretty lucky on the whole. True. Looks like we aren't wanted dead or alive.
If they'd had no intention of catching the girls alive, they would probably have pulled their triggers without asking questions. At this point, being held up was a blessing. The two women were forced to acknowledge their bad luck. The men motioned for Stella and Meryl to go into two cars and push them inside. They didn't know where they were going. They melted into the darkness and the taillights of the cars went out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, fuck you for doing that. No. Oh god, that's gotta be Caleb. God damn it. No, wait a minute. Why would it be Caleb? Caleb's gang were trying to kill them. These guys don't seem to want to kill them. So what's the deal? Who are these people? I don't know. Oh my god. This was too intense for me. God damn it. But oh god, I can't even save. Fine. Okay. Damn it, I keep... That was a bit too intense for my taste, not gonna lie. Okay. Well, shit has officially hit the fan, and... yeah, really not liking Caleb's family now. Caleb went from Kareji, who was my favorite, all the way down to go fuck yourself. Okay. Yes, I understand. He wants to help his countrymen, but everything he is doing is completely wrong. There's a right way to do things, but just fucking... God damn it. He's like he views everybody that's not Japanese as subhuman. Which... congratulations. You're just... Oh god, I don't even want to think about what Miguel's strategy is. But that's where I'm going to end it. So, I'm sorry that I'm ending it here, but that's just kind of how it's going to go. So if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. I am getting very, 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 very stressed out right now, but that's okay. I need to go de-stress. Good god. I'm liking it, don't get me wrong. I'm thoroughly, 100%, I'm enjoying this as much as I enjoyed Umineko. I mean, if not equal to, then right there, right around that area. I'm enjoying this as much as I loved Umineko. And if they fucking do the voice patch for Higurashi, I've been ignoring that. I've been not doing that for very too long because, for God's sake, they won't get off their fucking asses and put the voice patch in! Okay, I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm gonna go now. Bye!